Milo, is that you?
There, I think I got it. Bruce?
I'm exhausted.
Lionel?
You know that podcast we did recently that was like really, really interesting? We did.
There's been so many. Is there one in particular you have?
Yeah,
in
we
mind?
did one about kind of like operating on layouts around the
Oh,
world.
yes, with the three New Jerseyites.
The three new. Well, Doug Watts is from Pennsylvania.
Oh, all right, well.
Well, they're the tri-state area guys.
The tri-state area guys.
Yeah, but anyways, remember how interesting it was?
That was absolutely fascinating.
It was a great.
This is another one of these?
No, not even close.
Oh. Oh, so you got my hopes all up, and you're telling me this, and now
well, I was trying to
have to go console myself in a nice cold can of beer.
I was just trying to give you a warning. That's all.
Oh, okay.
This is.
In other words, I should go get a nice cold can of beer.
Yeah, several. A case.
Okay.
Hey, Bruce, did you know that in January it snows in Canada?
Really?
Yeah, apparently so.
Wow.
That's a news flash.
That's all I know. I have nephews living out in Edmonton, and right now it's around the minus 40 mark, with wind chills pushing the minus 50 mark. So
how far?
And that's all about the same when you get that cold. It's just cold.
How far north?
Fahrenheit or Celsius.
How far north of Toronto? Due north? How far due north of Toronto do you think Edmonton is?
I'd have to look and see, but
I know. I said think. How far due north?
I'm thinking about 400 kilometers.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was playing poker once in Las Vegas 3 or 4 years ago, and there was this really annoying guy from Edmonton, and we got talking, you're Canadian, I'm Canadian, yada, yada, yada. And then he started saying to me about how cold it is, where we live. And I went, well, yeah, but you're like 200 or 300 miles north of where I am. No, I'm not. I said, yes, you are. I said, Toronto's like one of the most southern points in the whole country. No, we're on the same. It's the same across the country. And I'm thinking, I thought we had a better education system than that. And then he outdrew me on an inside straight, and I got up from the table and left. Because I was just annoyed. At that point, I was annoyed. Speaking of annoying, this is fans of the AML podcast number 71, and today is January the 15th. It's our pre-Springfield fans of the AML podcast. And we have the whole gang here because it's the pre-show. We have Kelly, the modeler, simply known as Kelly. We have Hard Part, who's in charge. Oh, I got big news, Hard Part, about Saturday night at Springfield.
Wow, can't wait.
I should share it with both you and the table master. Tables, are you here?
I am.
Attaboy. Speak up a little bit.
I will.
Attaboy.
Cows burned down?
No, cows didn't burn down. We're having the pizza party. But I was at a 60s show, with a live 60s show.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was featuring Peter Noon of the Herman's Hermits, which I really enjoy because he's a very talented guy. And a couple of others. Yeah. There was the guy from the Crystals, Red Rubber Ball.
Oh.
And the Vogues, one of the original Vogues, and they had a really good fill-in singer, 5 O'Clock World. So it was a fun.
Girls like
sure.
Something.
Is that not the riff?
I was thinking of 5 O'Clock World. I don't know. It didn't sound.
That's in
the Drew Carey Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't think there's any part in the 5 O'Clock World song where somebody's screaming like a cat with its tail caught in the car door.
Oh.
That's because Tom doesn't have any teeth right now, so cut the guy a break.
I'm sorry. Yeah. What did the other guy look like?
He's got 10-minute major or whatever they call it.
Okay. Make sure you speak up there, young fella. So anyways, I'm sitting there watching this. Everybody's having a great time. We had great seats. I'm having a fun time watching the whole thing, and then it hit me like a bolt of lightning, like a streak from the sky. It just hit me right there on the spot as I was enjoying myself. I was in Daytona Beach this particular show, and people were very happy. It was just a great, fun time, and it hit me like a bolt of lightning. Would you like to know what it is, Kevin? And Table Master, this concerns you too, is because both Kevin and Scooter and our official flight attendant of the AML Nation, Tracy Boyd, the three of you are really the ones that make the pizza party go on Saturday night, which I very much appreciate. But from this point forward, from this moment, wherever you are, whatever time you're listening to this particular podcast, from this point forward, it's now known as the AML Dance Party.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah,
This is going to be even more fun.
exactly.
Is someone bringing like music or boombox, or is there like like judges, or how does this work?
No, I don't think it's a literal thing. I think I've just changed it from the pizza party to the dance party, the AML Dance Party. Come on Saturday night. Everyone's invited back to our Hampton hotel in Enfield, Connecticut for pizza and wings. You got to get there early to get a wing.
Right.
Yeah.
Not this year. No.
Last year I sauntered over to the wings and they were like gone.
Well,
It's
yeah,
gone.
but that was because some people came back for seconds too fast. But we're good
Yes,
this
they,
year.
they took more than one.
Yeah. Yeah, 12
Yeah,
12 wings was not enough.
Lionel, I'm sitting here looking over this contract with the Hampton Inn, and it said no noise should be able to be heard outside of the room. Gabriel.
Who's signing the contract? You?
I think I did.
There you go.
Boy, good.
You
You're
should have
we
checked
have
with
a
me
little
first, Scott.
problem.
Yeah.
But I signed
It's
it
just a
Scott, not
guideline.
table, so we're good.
So from
Yeah.
this point
You know,
forward, everybody's invited to join us on Saturday night for the AML Dance Party.
Wow, it's almost like a sock hop.
Yeah. This is the best news I've heard.
Could do the Watusi.
I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am as well. I am psyched about it.
It just seems to take on a whole new meaning when we call it the dance party.
Yeah, the pizza party, that was up there, but dance party's just like out of this world.
Exactly. It's just the AML Dance Party. And people are going to be kind of wondering what they're getting themselves into. It's like,
Yeah, they may even dress up in their AML t-shirts and
there you go. That's
Go
what
all
I'm
out.
I'm gonna have to go to a thrift store and look for a vintage sparkly Neil Diamond,
There you go.
Ooh.
type
Yeah,
thing.
they'll be bedazzling their AML shirts, and
Yeah.
Wow.
this is going to be cool.
Be sure to bring your Sunday AML shirt, your going to church AML shirt. You could wear that on Saturday night too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just go right from the dance party to church on Sunday.
Exactly.
We need an AML shirt that has the tuxedo imprint on it,
Yeah.
with the bow tie.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
No.
No. As the AML fashion editor, I'm putting my foot down.
Yeah, you're kind of
You got too many of those already, do you?
I'm trying to help you guys. Trying to help you guys not be mocked by the general public.
He's the AML version of Mr. Blackwell.
There you go.
Yeah.
So no flare
right.
allowed, huh?
Exactly.
No flare.
yeah.
No, flare is allowed. It just needs to be the right flare.
Oh, okay.
It has to be
Like
keen.
Rick
A moderate
Rick
flare.
Flair, 23 pieces of flare,
Yep.
that kind of thing.
That's the minimum.
Hey, Kevin,
Yeah,
did I tell you I went out and got a pair of Keen boots?
You did, yeah. You sent me that message. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, they're sweet. Those babies. I should take a picture of
Nice.
them. Yeah.
You should. Thank you for helping to keep me employed.
They came to the door. They were, and I opened them up, and it was kind of like, there they are. Maybe I should wear those to the
Wow.
dance party.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what,
should.
Lionel? You know what, Lionel?
What?
You can get Kevin to sign them at the dance party.
I love that.
Ooh.
I'm liking that. We should get something.
Get yourself like a gold marker pen, and he can sign your boots in gold for you.
Ooh, I have a silver one, but I could I could get a gold one. I actually
All the better if you're wearing them at the time because there'll be lots of photos taken.
Yeah,
That's right.
I don't normally dance in boots, but I could do it for this.
Well, so you got your other. It's like are you ready to do the happy rails to you? No dance, no interpretive, whatever. It's the same thing. There's no interpretive dance at the AML Dance Party.
Yeah,
there's no dance.
Kelly, you're being pretty quiet about this dance party idea. What do you think of it?
I think it's good. What kind of shoes did you get?
I got boots.
What boots?
Keen boots.
They have many different boots, though.
I don't remember now.
Kelly should know. He's been there.
I've got they got lots of shoes.
They have laces and an aggressive tread. How about that?
Oh, there you go.
That's good.
Good for cornering.
Waterproof.
I don't remember your boots. I have other things to do in my life.
You know what Kelly's doing right now? He's finding out where his orange tuxedo and top hat are.
Yeah, there you go.
There's not enough room in my suitcase to bring him.
We'll get another.
You do know Keen boots makes every step an impact.
You're right.
Every step an impact.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, don't try not
Surprised one Kevin didn't say anything about that.
Hey, Lionel, when you opened the box,
that's pretty good.
Was the boots wrapped in a blueprint tissue?
Sure.
No, I'm just asking the question. I opened mine when mine came. I opened it up, and there was the blueprint of the boot as far as all the different the sole and everything else. It was kind of neat. It was.
So now you can make your own.
Yeah, you can get. Well, you know what? Get Scott to scratch build a pair for you.
Yeah.
You bought some Keen boots as well, did you, Kelly?
I had a Santa Claus. I had a Santa Claus. It was a nice Christmas present. I got a Christmas present.
You got yours for free?
Even after the Al Bundy crack?
Oh yeah! Wow.
It was after. It was the let's see. The Al Bundy was afterwards.
Kelly, do you believe everything that you see on TV?
Yes, I do.
Well, anyways, I got some Keen boots, and they're lots of fun, and I just thought I'd let Kevin know that.
Well, I certainly appreciate it, and they will serve you well for Springfield, and if people don't know, you're going to be on a hard concrete floor all day, so wear comfortable shoes, and that'll get you through the weekend. And
every hour on the hour, Hard Part will be at the AML booth showing you how to properly lace your shoes or boots.
There you go. Hey, did you hear I got a new job at Keen?
Yeah, another one?
Another one.
I don't know. Didn't we talk about this on viewer mail? Well, this is on the free channel, so let's tell the world what happened now.
Yeah, so the first part of December, I was in LA for business, and that's where I found out I'm now in charge of the East Coast.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
you had to go all the way to the West Coast.
Yeah, he had to.
I had to go to the West. I had to go to the West Coast for them to tell me I'm now in charge of the East Coast.
Yeah, so, that was one of my favorite. Yeah. That was one of my favorite comments of the 2023. He posts, "I'm in LA and I'm now in charge of the East Coast," and I put, "You're on the wrong coast."
Exactly. Directions was never my strong suit.
There you go.
So I'm working hard to rectify the situation with Apple Maps.
So now, how many people do you have working for you now?
So I know I have 9 people reporting to me.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm in charge of 40% of our revenue.
So it's a
big deal.
It is a very big deal, and we're very, very proud of you. Hard Part.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Yeah, soon Brad will be sucking up to you for something. I don't know what.
Specialized creator boots.
Yeah, you know what, Brad? This is your first trip to Springfield, right?
Yes, it is.
So I am so looking forward to hanging out with you on Friday, after dinner on Friday. I am really looking forward to. What do you think we should do?
You want to come along with Chuck Rockwell and Thomas Patterson and another guy named Chris, who I've never met yet.
Oh, you've already made plans?
Chuck contacted me earlier in the week and said, "What are you doing on Friday?" And I said, "I don't think there's anything scheduled for Friday."
Because I haven't asked Lionel, so I certainly wouldn't know.
I guess I did let something. I guess I did forget a step there, didn't I?
Yeah, you think?
Probably. Yeah, probably. I'm new to this.
Did you get your pass yet?
Not yet. No.
Yeah, good luck.
You'll be standing outside at 9 o'clock. Standing outside at 9 o'clock, waiting for that whistle.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I've been told even if I get a pass, I'm not allowed to come into the Better Living Center anyway.
What happened to your microphone now?
Same thing.
Why can't you fix it?
I've tried everything I can think of to fix it. It just, I do have new podcasting equipment on the way.
Attaboy.
And
You going to start your own?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's normally how this works.
Yeah.
I guess there is a lot of that going on these days, isn't there? But no, there's only one podcast I want to be on.
Okay. I'm looking forward to. So what's everybody doing for Springfield? I know who we got. Our buddy Bernard Helen left before we ever started the show. He left. See, Brad,
his computer crashed.
He's having issues.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's always having.
It's all that snow that was coming.
Yeah.
Because it never snows
in Canada in January.
Yeah,
I'd rather have snow than flooding.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tell us about what happened at your house, because you sent me a couple of videos, and not very far from your house, you had a raging river.
Yeah, like not even 100 feet from my house.
Wow.
Well, speak up as you're telling us.
It's doing it again as we speak, even though I'm not at home witnessing it. We're having we're like 4 inches of rain tonight. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, where are you tonight if you're not at home?
I'm at my daughter's house in North Carolina, hanging out with my brand new grandson.
Oh, there you go. And what's your brand new grandson's name?
Wade.
Wade. So he could wade into the river and break the dam.
Yeah. We named him properly.
So what is it, Wade or
I thought
properly?
you said his name was Wade, yeah.
Wade properly.
Isn't that a Johnny Cash song called "A Boy Named Properly"?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Wow, we're in the right neighborhood now, right?
How do you do? My name is Properly.
Somebody can bring up a subject because I'm fresh out of ideas.
Well, it washed my gravel driveway out.
What about cheese balls?
It washed. Yeah, let's go on with the flood. Yeah, that cheesy gravel driveway that you always make me drive down.
Yeah, it washed half of it out. It's been repaired now, but
now it's raining again.
Yeah, now it could be. No, I won't do it again because what happened? People upstream where the drainage ditch comes behind the neighborhoods, they were piling their shavings from like their grass clippings and hedges in that ditch, and it all went downstream to my settlement pond, and that stuff clogged the pipe up, which made the settlement pond overflow, which is what washed out the driveway.
Where's the settlement pond? Where's the settlement pond?
It's if you go left up the gravel driveway, it's over on that side. It's probably about a 30-foot by 30-foot little pond type deal, where all the settlement would go.
Okay. I didn't notice there was a little dip in the land there.
Yeah. And that pipe goes all the way across my front yard. There used to be a creek across the front yard, and I just piped it in. And of course, if you clog the pipe, it'll still go, just not where you want it.
So now all that's because you just had a flood. So now all that's gone, and now it's just going through the pipe.
Yeah. I cleaned it all out.
And then you filled it. That would make you happy, though, giving you waking up in the morning going, gosh, my driveway's washed out. I've got something else to do.
Yeah, I went knocking on a few doors.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
What for?
I asked them very politely. I said, if you could think about your neighbors downstream this summer and not put your garbage in the drainage ditch, it would be really nice for us. We would really appreciate it.
I think we need to realize that our buddy, little buddy Scooter, the table master, is a real Jekyll and Hyde character.
He is.
Well, I'm talking to everybody else right now.
Yeah.
Because we hear these, well, gosh, golly stories. And then it's like, well, I went up and knocked on everybody's door and said, if you just realize, and I got a feeling it's a lot more than, gosh, if you would realize not the dumpers.
Yeah. I was a little more high strung that day. You're right.
Yeah, with good reason, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, people, some might do it as a mistake or not realize it. That's a pretty important drainage area. And some people, I think, knew what it was,
We'll find out when the garage door rolls up and he rolls out with the killdozer.
There you go.
Oh, jeez.
Exactly.
So when are you getting to Springfield, Scott?
Thursday morning or mid-morning.
Thursday mid-morning. And are you driving?
I'll be riding in the nice, comfortable airliner.
In the front, you were going to say.
I was going to say that, but I decided not to.
I only recently discovered there's more than 12 seats on the planes I fly in.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
We have talked about that. Well, we're older gentlemen. It's time for us.
I need the leg room.
All right, it's time for us to ride in comfort.
Exactly.
There's no harm in that.
No.
Okay, so but how are you packing all this stuff? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How David Hyde is getting all these shirts that he's lugging to. Like, what's he got? Like 3 dozen polo shirts and sweaters.
Really.
How's he?
I've packed away the one model. It's all ready to go. It's in a suitcase, ready to go. And if I'm still debating, you told me you want me to bring my house under construction, so I'm bringing it, and that one's ready to go. And I got your engine; it's ready to go. So I think I'm pretty good.
You get your plaque, one of your plaques?
Oh yeah, all that's ready to go. I got it all packed, and I did that last night before I came up here, so it would all be, ready, and I wouldn't have to rush around doing that when I get home.
See, this would all be solved if you would just get the King Air.
I know.
Well, what is
without a doubt?
What is the holdup there?
I don't know. I think it's just I can't decide on the color, and it's not the outside; it's the interior. I really like. I'm wanting a leather brown look, and they're just not.
They're not available.
They're just not out there right now. Yeah.
Okay. So now you're riding commercial.
Yeah.
So, and what kind of vehicle have you rented? This is important because you're going to be.
It's a big one.
Is it?
It's right next to a bus.
Ooh.
Well, it's drivable though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's drivable, but they said you can drive it pretty easily. It's got a big box on the back of it. I think we could get the whole band in.
Nice short bus, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on Thursday night, we're gonna have our dinner at the Longhorn Steakhouse, right?
Right. Which is adjacent to the motel there.
Hotel,
motel, whichever.
Well, big difference.
Yep.
It's not the Motel 6; it's the Hampton Inn.
Yep. The luxury Hampton Inn,
which is also the location of
the AML headquarters, or what do you call it? The
dance party.
Oh yeah, the dance party. How could we forget?
Well, you know what?
Right, and when is this dance party?
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Wow. Perfect.
Conversation I had yesterday. Actually, I was doing the African safari at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and I got a phone call, and it was from David Start, our buddy David Start. Like right in the middle of the elephant section of the Animal Kingdom safari ride.
Mm-hmm.
David Stark calls me, and I didn't answer it. And then when I got out, he was adamant. He wanted to talk about because on Thursday night, after we have dinner at the Longhorn Steakhouse, which we should reiterate, everybody in the AML Nation is invited to. However, this is not an organized event. This is just us going to dinner, which we started 4 or 5 years ago. And when we first started, it was like 4 of us. It was you, me, David Start, and David's brother Bill. And then somehow it just grew into this. We added water, and it turned into like a chia pet. And now, last year there was like 30 people there.
There was a pile of people there last year.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we'll have that or more.
I'm sure we will. I don't see any reason why not.
Nope.
But anyways, it's just important that everybody realizes this is not any kind of an organized event. The only organized thing about this is that I'm going to be trying to get Scott to buy my dinner.
There you go.
Other than that, there is no organization to this, except for the fact.
Which also,
go ahead.
I was going to say, which also means that you pay on your own.
Pay on your own, exactly. Which also means that around 5 o'clock, Scott will start calling me, asking me where I am.
Yep.
And then 15 minutes later, he'll call me again. Where are you? To which I'll reply, well, I'm about 15 minutes farther down the road than I was 15 minutes ago. Well, where are you now? Well, now I'm 15 minutes farther down the road again. Because last year you were calling me like
no, one time you were you skipped a little bit. You got on the gas a little better. You made a little better time. I thought, wow, that was 20 miles farther in 15 minutes than earlier.
That's true. I had this.
You'd think he'd learn, Scott, after being left behind.
I know. Well, see, that was the whole point of it. We did not want the left behind that attitude rolling in town.
Well, okay. Let's see if we can establish when the start time for the Thursday night dinner is.
I would say around 6:30.
Yeah. So say 6:30. So then,
all right, 6:30.
So then that means I got to leave home. It's like 800 kilometers, which is 480 miles. So I got to leave home around 1.
Okay.
Oh, you got the King Air?
Yeah, I got the King Air. Yeah.
So you're the one that has it this weekend.
Yeah.
I thought the correct answer was the start time is whenever you arrive.
Well, I was going to say that, but that sounded pretty. To me, that sounds pretty. I don't know. What's the word? What's that word?
Well, let's put it this way. We would like to start around 6:30.
Yeah.
But if you have not arrived in town yet, we will wait on you. How's that?
But that seemed to be the problem last year.
That was the problem last year because we had a pile of people waiting, and then a bunch finally went over to start eating because it was pushing like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and people hadn't eaten since lunchtime. We were getting peckish, and
yeah. And then
there we go.
And that's when the phone call started. And I kept saying, well, just go ahead and eat. I'll get there when I get there. No, I don't want to eat without you. And I'm like, well, then you'll just have to wait. And 10 minutes later, where are you now? Well, I'm like 10 minutes down the road from where I was before. The only thing that saves us is there's now no toll booth in Massachusetts. They've eliminated the toll booth in Mass. Boy, it's expensive driving across I-90 from Buffalo to Albany.
Not as expensive from Toronto up to the 400 on the 407.
Well, it's still expensive. I thought it was like $35 across I-90.
Well, I don't think it was that much.
I think so. It was pretty expensive. I remember one year my license plate was so dirty they couldn't read the number.
Perfect.
Because it snows in Canada in the winter.
It snows in Canada. I've had that on the 407 before you throw up your whole back end of your vehicle's covered in snow and they have no way to get you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Are you going to be there, Kelly, for the big dinner?
Yes, I am. I'm actually getting in early on. What time am I getting in? Look at my itinerary.
Oh, he's got an itinerary. Everybody.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you getting in Wednesday so you can vacuum all the layouts at Springfield?
I was planning on doing it. Actually, I was planning on being in on Wednesday, but American decided to change my flight. And so now I'm coming in on Tuesday night.
Are they paying for the extra night's room?
No.
So what do you fly? What airline do you fly on out of Medford?
Whatever's the cheapest.
Well, I understand that.
Well, I'm flying on American. Coming out. It's all by SkyWest Airlines.
Is it a direct flight from Medford to Springfield?
No, I'm actually going to Phoenix, and then I'm going to end up in let's see, where am I going? Phoenix to Charlotte to Bradley.
Well, if you're going to Charlotte, why don't you just meet up with Scott?
Well, he can wave to me at the airport when I land.
Where do you fly out of, Scott? Like, is it a direct flight from Greenville?
No, I'm flying from Greenville to Charlotte.
So
you are? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
And then when you're not doing it on Tuesday though.
No, I'm leaving
Wednesday.
Thursday.
Well, you know what, Kelly? Why don't you fly into Charlotte on Tuesday and then go stay with Kelly at his place for a day and a half?
Yeah, you can just come stay at my house for a couple of days.
And then the two of you could fly on from there.
Yeah,
you can have a bacon palooza.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if he's gotten the King Air by then, you can just ride along.
Ride along.
Yeah.
Now there's a plane I would never get into.
What, a King Air?
Scott in the left-hand seat and Kelly in the right-hand seat.
Oh,
that's never happening.
At least the doors stay on.
That's never happening. That's what this podcast is like. A loose door on the side of a 737. This podcast is depressurized more times than I can remember. Are you flying?
That's why you should always buckle up.
Yeah, you should always buckle up.
Yeah, you want to take the seat with you.
Do we all get $1,500 like the people who were on that plane got?
Why they all get $1,500?
I guess, yeah, I heard just as compensation for.
Oh, did you?
For new underwear.
Yeah.
Especially the person sitting in that seat. Holy crap!
You've been working on your microphone again, haven't you, Brad?
Yeah, I've been trying, but I have not had any success.
Are you using the headset now?
Yeah, I am.
Oh boy, it just gets worse and worse, doesn't it?
It seems to, yeah. Well, I'm going to be switching away from a Windows-based environment because I've fed up with Windows. So I got equipment on the way so I can hook it to something that doesn't play these stupid games.
Oh, okay. Wow. Sounds like Brad's up in his game. That's like our buddy Dave.
Absolutely.
That's like our buddy Dave. That's like our buddy David Hyde. He upped his whole microphone game. And then and he's taken it with him to when he's at the symphony. I thought he was going to come on tonight, and he was just while the symphony's going, because I think he's like third row back or something. So I'm not sure the maestro. What do you call it? What do you call the guy with the
conductor maestro? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he can see him. While he's waving the stick around. Can you imagine David Hyde is hanging out with us? I mean, that guy has really lowered his standards considerably.
Well, I consider David to be like a Bugs Bunny to us. He's teaching us the finer points of culture.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an insult, isn't it?
No.
Oh, okay. When are you getting there, Chris? Adams?
Let's see. When am I getting there? Saturday morning.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what, Chris? I wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
On Friday night, I'm coming to your house.
Will I be here?
I don't know, but I'm coming over.
So if you see a strange car in your driveway when you get home, or tell your neighbors not to call the cops, it's just Lionel.
All of a sudden my ring camera will pick you up.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm going to notice Lionel's on site.
I don't think a Lexus is a strange car. It's a fine automobile.
Oh, sure it is.
Well, strange to the neighborhood.
Don't know what you'll be in.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm pretty sure I won't be riding down in I might be riding with you, Scott? So can you give us a hint what you've rented? Like, do you have any clue? Have you actually rented anything?
Yeah, I have. It's a
what is it?
It's a SUV with 3 rows, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the
something
brand
similar
is.
Something similar to this, as they say.
Yeah.
And what company did you rent with?
Budget.
Okay. Did you rent a car, Kelly?
Not yet.
Okay. Are you gonna?
I think I have to because I'll be there on Tuesday night.
Right.
Can I ask a question for you? Those who are renting vehicles, are they going to be magnetic so you can stick a bunch of AML poker chip magnets on them?
Sure.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I know. I thought my truck was, but it's all plastic.
Or the truck you own, like your actual personal vehicle?
Yeah, the Chevrolet. The only thing that's metal is the side of the bed.
I think
everything else is plastic.
Yeah, I think several pieces of my car. I don't like to say plastic. I refer to them as resin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's not resin.
Composites.
Composite, yeah.
They're
Plastic.
like F1 cars and stuff. They're composites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Plastic seems so shoddy to me.
Well, it is shoddy.
Yeah, I had that problem yesterday when I was driving to the funeral for my uncle. They were trying to put the flag on my car, that shows that you're part of the procession. And the guy was like,
work.
there's not one bit of metal on your car, sir. So just put your flashers on.
It's the same with the F-150. It's all aluminum. So I've had that, and we were right behind the hearse for Gene's mom's funeral. So he said, we can't stick it up. Well, no, there's nothing magnetic here. So I said, that's okay. Just keep right behind me. Okay.
Is it aluminium?
Aluminum, aluminum, take your pick.
So Queso. So that was unfortunate, because you sent me a message that your uncle, I forget, you told me his name and I forget it. I apologize.
Well, I have a real Uncle Dave.
Okay, yes.
Or had, I should say. I guess I do. He's just departed.
Right.
Yeah, he passed away on New Year's Day. Yeah, he was 80 years old. He was a lieutenant colonel in the Army National Guard, and then he was a local police officer for 28 years. So,
wow.
It was we had, from the funeral home to the cemetery, we had a full police escort. Lights flashing, sirens blaring, and then at the graveside service, we had full military honors for him. It was very, very dignified. It was very touching. It was a fitting tribute, but it's been tough. He was my mom's only brother, and so he's just like, that was just one more link to my mom's side of the family is now has now moved on. So, but it was a very nice service, and we will miss him, but we'll be okay.
Is this would this be a fair statement, and not only a fair statement, but one that solidifies what I've said in the past? Was there a time in your life? Do you remember a time in your life when you would go, "Hey, it's Uncle Dave"?
Yeah. Yeah, we did. I mean, he was always Uncle Dave, even when I was an adult. When you're a little kid, you always call Aunt Uncle Dave, Aunt Gail, whatever, and then sometimes when you get older, it just shortens into Dave, whatever. But he was always Uncle Dave.
That was my Aunt Irene. She passed away when she was 92. I believe I was 55, and she was Aunt Irene. Till the day she passed, she was always my Aunt Irene. That was the only way I ever addressed her. Hey, Aunt Irene. Which is really cool when you think about it.
It is.
It's kind of neat, eh? I mean, when somebody like Uncle Dave passes, it's like you're sad, but you can't help but realize, man, that person had a huge impact on your life. So then at the same time you're disappointed, you kind of become reflective and think, boy, I was lucky.
Yep. Yeah, he was definitely the uncle that I was closest to. And he taught me how to shoot pool, and he was always good because he was in the military. He was always good for spare fatigue jackets and, old unit patches and things like that. And then my senior year of high school, our fall play was MASH. And I played Henry Blake, and he was nice enough to round up a full set of fatigues and a pair of combat boots for me. So I had the whole, 407 like uniform for the play. So he was a good guy.
Because it was Uncle Dave.
Yep.
Everybody should have an Uncle Dave or an Aunt Irene.
They should.
Absolutely. George, you've been pretty quiet tonight.
Oh, I'm here, just a lot to listen to.
I understand that, but do you understand the basic theory of a podcast?
No, I think I'm kind of fuzzy on that at this point.
Yeah, well,
apparently
it's an audio pod. It's an audio.
You know what it is? Lionel? The snow's impaired my vision. Sorry.
Oh, is it snowing there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
But so you got your window when you're doing this outside or something?
Yeah.
Of course.
The rest of Canada has these things called houses that people can retreat into when the weather gets bad outside.
You know something, Bruce?
Is it different in Belleville?
You know something? You know it snows in Canada, eh?
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Last time I checked.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a shock.
Yeah. There you go. So, are you going to Springfield, George?
I'm not. No.
Why not?
I was going to, but I will have to be here for work.
Because are you still a train master?
No, I'm back on the ground now.
And so, how long were you a train master?
About 2.5 months.
And what is the difference between being a train master and a guy on the ground?
Well, I mean, it's been the office versus on an operating crew, really. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Obviously, that's the obvious thing.
Yes.
Okay, let me approach this a different way. What did you learn about the railroad that you didn't know spending 2.5 months as a train master?
Well, you see a lot of the big picture stuff, like when it comes to car movements and how long things can sit, how irritable customers can get if they don't get service when they're supposed to, or if something goes wrong, which, I mean, is there completely what you would expect, but you don't really see that when you're on the crew. You deal with it when you're in the office because, of course, you're dealing with the fallout directly. And you're trying to make arrangements to get things recovered when things do go wrong. So there's a lot of that. Like I said, seeing the bigger picture, dealing with things that across the territory that, again, the crew wouldn't have any knowledge of, but you're seeing the whole thing. So you have to manage different facets of the operation at the same time. Lots of things like that.
Would you say it gives you a different outlook on when you're now back on the ground on the cruise?
In a way, yeah, it definitely does. But I do appreciate very much just having to worry about my own little corner. Now that because I mean, the thing is, like, this was only ever meant to be temporary.
Sure.
It ended up being a bit shorter than we thought it would, but they are gonna, when something comes available, they are gonna make me another offer, but I'll have to think very carefully about it before I take it or not.
Why would you have to think very carefully?
Because if I take it for a second time, I could not go back to the ground.
Okay. And you're struggling to decide whether or not you want to go full time into the office?
Yeah.
Because is there anything you can share with the vast AML nation about that, or anything?
Just that stress levels are high, and I mean, I think personally, to be an effective manager, you have to put in face time with the people that you manage. You can't just do it all from behind a phone or a computer, and that requires a lot of man hours. Physically being in the office, which takes it can take a hefty toll. So there's a lot of that. It's a lot of relying on other people to do their jobs, and if they don't, you're dealing with the fallout, and trying to get them to get back on track so you can get back on track, because it derails the whole operation if something goes wrong. It's a very high stress, very high expectation sort of, which, I mean, is fine, but it can really, when we like for instance, like, I think it was before Christmas, like the week before Christmas. The week after.
There's the week before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Yeah, that's right. The week after Christmas, we went through 3 road switcher engines in a week, because they all had issues. And every night we were having failures on our daily operating plan because we couldn't get to customers. And I mean, like, 1 is bad enough. 1 will throw you off for a week. 3 inside a week will throw you off for days and days on end.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, because these locomotives crap out, and then you can't do the job you needed to do.
Exactly. And the thing is, it's like I said, 1's bad enough, but to have 3 in a week is insane. And then you're calling extra crews on the days off because you have to try and recover the service, and then you're burning through people on the spare boards, and it can turn into a really big headache really fast.
So you're trying to decide which direction you want to go.
Yeah.
It must be a hard decision.
It is, honestly.
I would imagine it is. Absolutely. When I worked for the railroad as a young lad, I ended up in the supervisory. I worked for the trucking division of Canadian National Railroad, and I ended up in a supervisory position at like the age of 23 or something like that. and I was permanent. I was kind of on this. I don't know how they figured it out, but I was permanent, but I wasn't permanent, and I had one opportunity to go back on the road, and I chose to go back on the road, which I think I later regretted. But it's a hard decision to make.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah. So do you feel like you're leaning one way or the other right now, or are you just forgetting about it altogether until you have to?
I'm not even going to worry about it until the opportunity comes up to do it again, and then I'll have to make the decision. For now, I'm just going to enjoy just being on my job, and that's going to be it.
Right.
And I'll worry about it when it comes up.
Right, because you haven't yet got enough seniority to just be a locomotive engineer. You're a conductor, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And now that you've gone back on the road, does it seem easier? Like, is it kind of like if you play in the AHL, which is like AAA baseball, and then you get into the NHL, and then you go back to the AHL? You'll hear a lot of guys say like playing in the AHL or playing AAA baseball is like way easier than the major leagues. Does it feel like that it's like the job's just like way easier than it was before?
No, because they're completely different jobs. I'd say that they both have their easy parts and their more difficult parts, but because they're so different, it's you can't really. It's like comparing apples to oranges.
Okay. So now being a conductor, there's often times when you might have to walk a train that's pretty long, eh? Like,
well, I mean, I do have I am no longer on the spare board. I do have a permanent assignment now.
Okay.
So I work the road switcher, our overnight road switcher. So yeah, I mean, like I'm still doing a lot of walking. I spend most of my nights outside. But yeah, I'm not gonna have to walk like 10,000 feet or anything like that. We don't pull that many cars on the switchers.
Right. And if I ask you a question, can I get an honest answer?
Of course.
Okay.
I will do my very best.
Okay. Do you often find yourself when you're now on the road again and you're walking down even a 20-car train, say, and you're walking down the side of the tracks, do you often find yourself saying, geez, I wish I was wearing Keen boots?
Every day.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Honestly, I have even
what does
even
that
my
mean?
wife.
What does that
my
mean?
wife has said that.
Yeah, what does that mean? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. What does that mean, Kevin? I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with that term. Would you care to explain?
Oh man!
It means Keen does not sponsor the podcast. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I have a question for the Keen expert in the room, if I may.
Sure.
Okay, Kelly, you're up.
Well, hang on before you ask this question. Has it got anything to do with Rapido trains?
Your fast track to model railroading fun.
Rapido trains, your fast track to model railroading fun.
You're not.
Wow.
You're stepping all over Bruce. You are second.
Wow.
You're the back.
That's it. I'm out. That's it. I'm gone. Screw you guys. I'm out of here.
Yeah, you're the back.
Well, it's a little all about Eve there. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Like, give me a freaking chance, will you?
Yeah, I think
leave him alone.
I think we've been over this before, Queso.
Yeah.
There is no doubt that when the Mailboy is not here, you're the guy. But you're still.
I'm sorry.
You're still only playing.
No,
you're still only playing 15 or 16 games a season. Where you're not the guy we're riding to the cup, unless all of a sudden you get a hot hand or something.
Okay.
Okay.
What was the question? We were talking about Keen boots, and Kelly was going to answer your question.
Good
Yeah,
luck
that's
on
right.
that.
Did you have a question about Keen boots?
I do. Yes, I do. For Mr. Marks, I was just curious. What is the
Yes.
difference between the construction and heavy duty categories? Are they not the same thing?
I think this is a question for Kelly. Kelly, take it.
Yeah.
Now that he has our global product manager on speed dial,
That's right.
It'll be fine.
I should post a picture of your company car.
I have a company car.
Yeah,
Is it Z3?
we were in the parking lot when we went over to the.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
How many people?
Hey, Kevin, would that be the picture that you sent to me last night?
No, that would not be the picture I sent you last night.
Kevin,
I may have gotten into a little dust up with an officer yesterday
that needed the assistance of an attorney.
Wow.
So if you ever ask me a question,
I was going to ask you a question. Oh yeah. Can you tell me ballpark, Kevin? Can you tell me ballpark? Just how many people did Kelly offend when he was with you out there in Portland, Oregon?
Just one.
Is your name Kevin?
Two. You. I offended you. I apologize profusely for it.
Is my microphone on?
I can hear you. Why don't you let Queso jump in on this? He jumps in on everything.
Hey, Queso, go ahead, Kevin. Answer that question. What's the difference between construction quality and what was the other one? George, am I on 7-second delay or something?
No, sorry.
It's the
yes,
snow.
that was my question.
What was?
Yeah, they are very similar, and there are parts. If you're looking at the website, there are parts where it'll break it down by what job. There are sections where it breaks down what job you do, and then there are sections that breaks down by like what type of boot it is.
I see. Okay.
But if you have any further questions, you know where to find me, and I'm happy to assist.
Sounds good. I still have to send you that book. I haven't forgotten, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
No worries. Go ahead.
No.
Do both types have steel toe?
The newer boots have carbon fiber toe, which is great for Canada because it snows and carbon fiber toes won't get cold.
Correct.
They are absolutely true.
They are also all CSA approved, which is our safety authority, which means they're suitable for any person requiring CSA approved boots, which is most like heavy duty workplaces. So
that is
brought
correct.
to you by.
Yeah, and this is brought to you by Rapido Trains.
Your fast track to model railroading fun.
If it's N, if it's H-O, the fast track is Rapido.
There you go.
That's right. But
Lionel, can I say something?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Can you boot all these other guys off so at least get our sponsor a proper plug?
Yeah, one time.
Jeez.
Even though I forgot at the start.
To boot them off?
No, to talk about Rapido Trains because we never do this.
Fast track the model railroading fun.
We'll overload them now with jingles.
That's it.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. Kelly was yapping on about boot construction, and George was worried about monkeys, and I don't know. it all got very confusing.
I lost all interest because Queso
couldn't
be quiet, and so.
Yeah.
So it's a typical podcast. That's all I hear.
Queso, you know the Mailboy's pouting now, right?
I don't want him to pout, so I've got my microphone on mute, and I'm just going to sit here silently.
No, don't do that. Your input is vitally important.
Face.
Yeah.
He's going to take his cheese dip and go home.
Hey, Queso, I had an idea, and I'm interested in your opinion on this particular idea, and it doesn't really affect anybody else. So there's nobody else that needs to put in their 2 cents worth, at least until Queso gets a chance to give his opinion. This is something he can really sink his teeth into.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, and what is that, like the 1,000th time somebody said that to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know what I was thinking for this year at Springfield? Because you like to go out and do some interviews of vendors about the show, around the show. Yep. You know, I thought of this year is I should get a second another recording device and microphones. So get a whole second setup so that you can just go out wandering around and you don't have to be concerned about when you get back, so that I can take a turn with it. What do you think?
Right.
What do you think of that?
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, because then you could just be out wandering around, come back when you want. When you want to leave it there, you can leave it there. When you want to take it out with you, you can take it out with you. And I don't have to be concerned when you're coming back. People won't be going by the booth and I'll go, hey, I want to interview you. But I don't have the stuff. We got to wait till Queso comes back. Come back in about 30 minutes and see what's going on. I think that would make everything run much more smoothly.
Yep.
And
I could record myself buying things.
There you go. With a video.
Hey, would you be buying some Rapido trains?
Not doing it. Not doing it.
Good.
Yeah, we've never had that. We've never had that situation where Bruce says it.
Yeah, because it's got to be
Not so funny now, is it, Queso?
Wow.
Jeez.
I'm so sorry.
I can't believe Bernard left because I was thinking of taking the big checks from the One More Year walk and doing our big check pitch. I haven't had a chance to do the big check pitcher with anybody.
All right.
Because Jason was out and about. Jason Sharon was out and about with doing stuff when we were going to take the big picture. And I never made it down to see Mr. Tim Warris from Fast Tracks because he was going on vacation or coming back from one or fighting with his relatives or something. And I never did one with Bernard. Somehow we never hooked up and did that. So I was thinking I should bring the big checks with me and we could do it at the Springfield show.
That would be great.
It would be. It would be. What'd you do to your microphone, Kelly? Now we can barely hear.
It starting to fall down.
Well, can you pick it up?
Fall down?
Yeah, what's it's on a whatever.
You have a limp microphone?
Yeah, real limp.
Do you need me to send you?
No, don't send me. Don't send me another one.
Why?
Because I'm working on something.
Oh, you're working on something?
Yeah.
Man.
Well,
Yeah, you know, there's other podcasts where they talk strictly about model railroading, and I'm beginning to understand why.
Yeah, but that's what they do. We talk about life.
Right, but I'm beginning to understand why, because we're just not that interesting. Somebody bring up a subject. Oh, yeah, Chris, so I'm coming by your house, whether you like it or not. You know what else I'm doing on the Friday is I'm going to go visit my old buddy George Sebastian Coleman from Model Railroader. He was my editor when I was at Model Railroader, and he, in fact, does not live far from, what's that place we're going? Springfield. So I'm going to go visit him, which ought to be really, really cool because he has a beautiful layout. I think
he's old scale narrow gauge, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah, it's something like that. I hope he's not listening. So that's going to be really cool. And then
Does he know you're coming?
No, just like you, he doesn't know I'm coming.
I know you are now.
Yeah, now you know. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I had a really oh yes. This is a subject I wanted to talk about. I started talking about this, and I got off track. So while I'm on the Animal Kingdom Safari, or the safari in the Disney's Animal Kingdom, which for some reason is really, really bumpy. I don't know why they made it so bumpy. It's an interesting, I don't know, I guess it's everything in Disney is a ride, but it's you get on these pseudo buses and they take you on this safari, which is actually pretty cool. They go through there's like real animals through this fairly large, I guess about 100-acre place where there's animals and stuff. And so anyways, David Stark calls me, like right while I'm on this ride. And so I just turned my phone off, and he says, call me when it's convenient. So I get off the ride and I call him. And he wanted to know if Barb was going to make butter tarts. And I went, yeah. Yeah. I said, because we have to have the ceremonial eating of the butter tart. And on the last Uncle Dave's Fireside Chat, I was telling him about the ceremonial eating of the butter tart. And I thought to myself, maybe we should pick a time for that. You know, like at 8:15 p.m., you know, it's the ceremonial eating of the butter tart. Because I was describing to Uncle Dave about what that's like. I said, because he's going to join us on Thursday night. And him and his buddy Ralph Heiss, who I guess Ralph Heiss is my buddy too. And so I was describing to Dave what the ceremonial eating of the butter tart is. And I said to him, I said, if you had seen this guy, the table master, Scooter, a.k.a. Scott, if you had seen this guy eating a butter tart before you guys organized him to build a structure for you, you never would have agreed to it.
I have video of that too.
Yes, you have video of last year's ceremonial eating of the butter tart. And the best way I could describe it, I say there's crumbs on the floor, there's crumbs on his hat, there's crumbs. I said there's food everywhere. There's butter tart everywhere.
It's like the Cookie Monster.
Yeah, and I said we can't tell if he's eating it or throwing it around. So
hey, the butter tart is one of the best cookies known to man.
It's not a cookie. It's not a cookie.
It's a tart.
It's a tart.
Okay.
Tart. Yeah.
Hence the name butter tart.
Tart.
Well, I'm sorry. It's like a cookie almost.
It's not like a cookie.
No, it isn't.
At all.
It's nothing like a cookie.
I'm wrong. Let's say.
Holy gee.
Why are people in the south of the border not familiar with butter tarts?
I don't know, but they're good.
They're delicious, especially the ones Barb
They're the
makes.
best.
Yeah. Brad, do you know?
They're life-changing.
They're life-changing. Brad, do you know
That is exactly right.
Brad, do you know what a butter tart is?
No, I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah, see? For some strange and peculiar reason, it's a delicacy that's known only to Canadians.
I look forward to discovering what they are.
Yeah, well, won't you be busy won't you be busy with your other friends?
These other friends are AML guys.
Okay.
And that's only Friday night.
Wait. So
that was a dramatic pause.
Is that the official AML thing for Friday night?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what the rest of you dudes are doing, but I'm going to Chris's house. So you'll have to find something to entertain yourself. Apparently, Brad already has.
There's a hockey game going on too.
Yeah, I think some people will go to the hockey game. We used to go. I'm not going.
The Thunderbirds are in town.
I'm not going. But
do we know who they're playing?
They're playing the Checkers, the Charlotte Checkers.
Well, there you go.
And when I last looked at the website not that long ago, there are still seats available. So if you want to go grab yourself some seats to the hockey game, you can probably get walk-up, or you can get online and order some, and they're an electronic sale, so it'll be sent right to your phone from what I gather, and away you go.
So, Brad,
wasn't there a hot dog?
Brad, your microphone is annoying.
$2 hot dogs, $2 drinks before the end of the first period.
$2 hot dogs, $2 drinks before the end of the first period. So, Brad, even though your microphone is annoying the living crap out of me.
Sorry.
That's okay. Well, it's not, but it's okay. So you and your little friends, so how did you meet these other people that you're going out with on Friday night?
Chuck Rockwell he's originally from Pennsylvania, but he's a member of Iron City and Scale. That's how I met him.
Oh, okay. So, and he's the only, so is there anybody?
And these other two guys, he knows. I've never met the other two either.
Just never mind. You know what? Turn your microphone off.
Oh God!
Just shut it off.
Yeah, just shut it off, will you?
All right,
he can do smoke signals out of the canyon.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's great. It's a crater. It's not a canyon.
Crater. You're right.
Yeah, Scott, you are somewhere else. You're not even in your own studio, and I
know. I'm in a.
Let me finish.
World.
Can you let me finish, please? Please, I'm begging you. Let me finish a sentence before you interrupt me. I didn't put any garbage in your little settle pond. So don't be snapping at me. So your sound is really good. And where are you sitting right now?
I'm in the garage.
Of your daughter's house.
That's where he's living.
I don't want to disturb those inside, You
should get your son-in-law out there, because you said he listened to this.
Well, he's on a 24-hour tonight. He's not here.
Oh, geez.
A 24-hour what?
Wow.
It's the base.
Well, he's a trainer, and he has a new group in. And
a trainer of what?
Infantry.
Okay, so he's in the infantry.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think people are making notes every time you talk over the years?
I'm sorry. He's a
I know you. I know you are. But could you please be a little more specific about what it is you're talking about?
All right. My son-in-law is in the Marines. He's an infantry trainer, and he has a new group in, and this is the first weekend.
So is he like?
So he has to be there for 24 hours on the. first weekend.
Okay. Is he like Sergeant Carter on Gomer Pyle USMC?
Oh, no.
No?
Mm-mm.
No? What's he like?
Uh,
Like, is he
hard to describe.
is he a drill sergeant?
He has been a drill sergeant.
Man, oh man.
It's like pulling. It's like
Well, man, you
teeth.
don't do that.
I know. It's like
forever,
pulling
Marine.
teeth out of the guy.
Well, no, man, you're not a drill sergeant forever.
Well, I don't know anything about this, and there are thousands of people listening to you, and you're answering these questions.
Well, now in his career in the military, in the Marines, he is a trainer of mortarmen. They do mortars, and he teach after they go to boot camp. They get their orders to whatever job they're going to do, and if they're picked to be mortarmen, then they go to his school to learn how to do that.
Okay, so basically they're bricklayers.
Exactly. Yeah. They're young guys, and he just has to teach them what they need to know before they go out to their units.
Okay. So when will you see him again?
He'll be here at 9 a.m. Well, I saw him tonight. I carried him dinner on the base.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That was nice.
Well, that was very good.
I thought I told you to turn your microphone off.
Oh God!
Remember, I'm good at giving directions, but not very good at following.
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Uh,
I'm just kidding.
You want me to sign off? I can't.
No.
you don't have to sign off. Just turn. Just don't say anything.
No, we've heard his feelings, Lionel.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. Let's see. Have we? Oh yeah, Kevin. When are you getting there to Springfield? When are you get? When are you? When are you wheels down in Bradley, Hartford, Connecticut?
Wheels down around 5:30 Thursday evening.
So we can't start dinner until you get there.
Well, I'll probably be there 6:15, 6:30 at the latest.
Okay, so then we should make dinner. Why don't we, Scott? Why don't we make dinner at 6:37?
6:37. That's it.
All right.
Well, I tell you what. Why don't we just have dinner when everybody shows up after 6:30?
Well, that seemed to be where your problem was last year. Everybody showed up, and I wasn't there yet, and you were getting your shorts all in a knot.
Yeah, probably. I think that did happen.
So if
Let's
we
not do that again this year.
I would probably say eat. I'm just throwing this out there, depending on what your travel schedule is and when you last ate a meal. If you get there and you're hungry, order something to eat.
Yeah. But
Exactly.
if you want to eat with me and Scott and all the folks, the official starting time for the dinner will be 6:37. Bruce, does that
37?
Mailboy, does that work for you?
Sure.
Okay. Queso, does 6:37 work for you?
Yeah.
All right.
Now there's a sandwich place right across from the hotel, a grilled sandwich place across from the hotel. Everybody's peckish; they can go there and procure some victuals, and away you go.
Yeah, procure some victuals. Okay. Is anybody shopping for anything in particular at this year's Springfield? Queso, what are you looking for this year? Anything?
Well, it turns out now that I've done now that I repainted the Homosote in Philly and Allentown, it turns out, and I moved all the cars out of Reading Yard and put them into staging. Turns out I need a goodly quantity of freight cars, so I'm probably going to be buying a bunch of fleet filler type freight cars.
So let me see if I understand this. Now the scooter's gone. He got mad, I guess. So let me get this straight. Because you painted the Homosote, you need more freight cars.
Because I painted the Homosote to get ready for operations, I wanted to clean the staging yards and touch up the Homosote. And then when that was done, I moved all the cars out of Reading Yard and made up trains and put them in the staging yards. So now Reading Yard is completely empty, and I have a a couple empty staging tracks, and so it turns out that I don't have enough equipment, so I need some more freight cars.
And did this catch you off guard, or is this something you sort of semi-expected, or is this?
Yeah, I semi expected it, but not. I didn't expect things to be quite as empty once I kind of organized everything in staging tracks. I thought it would be a little fuller. So, and I know you're not supposed to have your yard completely full, because then you can't operate and you can't work. The yard, it gums up and it doesn't work. But it's completely empty. So I need to have enough to make a few more trains.
So roughly how many cars do you think you need?
I would say between maybe 50, 75 to start.
Holy mackerel.
Wow.
Wow.
So do you need us to help you with your shopping?
I don't know. I have to take a look at my my spreadsheet, my inventory, because I have all of my stuff documented in an Excel sheet. So I need to kind of take a look at that and see what I actually have in terms of the types of equipment I have. So, I'm going to do a quick pivot table so I can see how many tank cars, how many box cars, and then try and, go from there.
So do you need us to help you with your shopping?
Are you paying, or am I just going to give you guys money and here, go buy?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. We offer an AML personalized shopping service.
Yeah. Yeah, we could be your buyers.
There you go.
Yeah, what company would we do?
You know what? One of the things that I would be purchasing the most is cars from Rapido Trains.
Your fast track to model railroading fun.
If it's N, if it's H-O, the fast track is Rapido.
Wow, it only took us
and that's how it's done, folks.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Accept no imitations.
That's right.
Oh, is that what I am? Is that what I am to you? An imitation?
Absolutely.
So you know what you ought to do? You ought to get in contact with our buddy Mr. Fitness here, Chris Adams, and see if he has what he has in his car kit stash. So that rather than buy ready to run, you can be spending hours and hours,
right?
Building
never mind.
Building resin kits.
Yeah, building resin kits, and letting the half-built resin kit sit on the workbench, because everything's fine until I have to start putting in the ladders and the grab irons and the brake detail.
Yeah.
Remember, this hobby is a journey.
Yes. Hey, Lionel, I think what
long road.
Lionel, what Tom has to do is when Tom Stock happens, anybody that wants to see the layout, admission price is one car.
There you go. Of one Rapido Trains.
Your fast track to model railroading fun.
Rapido Trains, your fast track to model railroading fun.
Either that, or I'll just start picking through all the door prizes that arrive. Oh, that one looks
There you go.
I need that.
No, we didn't get 15 hopper cars. Yeah, no.
Now, Tom, I have a serious question for you. What constitutes a filler car for you? I'm just kidding. This is not a loaded question. I'm honestly just curious, because I'm trying to figure out the same thing myself.
Well, it could be anything. I mean, when I say fleet filler, I mean, it doesn't have to be, an incredibly top end car. Like, it doesn't have to be like a Tangent or an Exact Rail or a Rapido car.
Right.
It can, an Accurail, a Walthers. It's a freight car.
Like a mainline and like an older RTR car,
right?
Something like
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What years are you looking for?
Well, I'm pretty much modeling 75 right now, so nothing built after that. That's the other thing. I'm very particular about looking at the lettering on cars to make sure that the build dates and everything are appropriate. So, if you have a like a Railbox car that has like a you know, like a 1980 reweigh date on it. It doesn't matter how much I may want that car, but it didn't exist in 1975 when I'm modeling. So I'm very picky about that, and I have yelled loud and long to anyone who will listen, why can't the manufacturers take 2 minutes and in their pre-orders or their ads or whatever, why can't they put the date information that they're putting on that particular car?
Amen.
It blows my mind. Like, okay, they'll say, you know, in 1965, the, you know, General Steel Castings made this flat car. Okay, that's great. So I know that, you know, it existed in my era. But then if I want a particular car for a particular road and I get it and it says, you know, reweighed 1982, well, that doesn't help me. And it would be, and this is, I actually wrote a letter to our buddy Otto that he actually published in Craftsman. It makes no sense to me why the manufacturers just can't make the effort to do that. It just seems to me like it would be such a minimal effort, and I think so many modelers would appreciate it.
Yeah, but then again, why can't you just take some remover and a little bit of work and re-letter the things, and then you're good to go?
To do that, they would have to change. If they're, you know, doing pad printing or something, they would have to change the.
Yeah, it's all pad printing.
Well,
no, I'm not.
Let me jump. Tom's complaining because the car has the wrong date on it. He can't use it. I'm saying, well, why can't you take that car, take the wiring off, and then do it?
Let me field this one, Tom. Can I try?
Yes, please.
He's not complaining that they got the wrong date on it. He's saying, why not, when they've got their information on their website and they're begging you to pre-order the car, they say, this particular car, here's a sample of the data that will be on the side of this car.
Right.
That's exactly that. I don't, you know, they can print whatever they want on the car. But like when I'm getting my Walther's flyer and I'm flipping through, you know, if it says, you know, stock number, blah, 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 Southern Railway boxcar, why can't there be a little blurb, you know, built 273 or whatever? Why is that so hard?
Right.
Yeah, or just a sample of what they're going to put on the side of the car. They could just take just make an actual sample of all the data that's going to be on the side of the car.
Well, can I interject for a quick minute?
All right, I'm sorry, we're out of time.
Well, that's too bad. It's a plug, so you better make time for it.
Wow. The mayor speaks.
Yeah,
you know who did just start doing that? Okay.
What's
Rapido.
that? Rapido?
Yep, because on the UTLX X3 tank cars they just came out with, it lists on the website what paint schemes that they carry for what like what era, like 30s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah, but it still doesn't have the but some of these,
but not the exact data. No, but it gives you a frame of reference.
Well, yeah, but Tom's saying he already has a frame of reference because they say this car was produced in which was originally produced in 1965, and then when he buys the car and it comes out, it's got data that it was reweighed in 1982. So then,
to which I say, take that data off and re-letter it.
Well, he understands that, but if he could avoid that job, I mean, he's building a layer.
So you want the manufacturers to cater to everybody out there who might want a certain date on a car.
Just want them to...
That's ridiculous.
He's not saying that. Are you not listening?
That's what I'm hearing. He's saying he'd like to buy this flat car, but it's got the wrong reweigh date on it. I'm saying, big deal. Do a little bit of work, take that reweigh date off, make it appropriate for your railroad, and away you go.
Well, no, he's saying that if they just gave a sample of what the data is going to be on the side of the car, then he could decide at that point. He might still buy some of the cars that say reweighed in 1982 and go, okay, well, I want some of those, so I will change that data. But he's saying if they just supplied the data that will be on the side of the car, then it would help him decide which cars he might buy.
So
but then again, some other guy doesn't want that data, so he's not going to buy the car now. It's a lose-lose situation for the manufacturers.
So So Bruce, can I ask you a hypothetical question?
Go ahead.
This is strictly hypothetical. I have no facts to base this on. It's strictly a hypothetical question. But let's just assume for now that Gordy Robinson, who is the current president of the NMRA, and I can't remember who helped him get elected, but there was people out there that helped him get elected. And anyways, he sincerely offers you or asks you to run for North American Director at Large for the NMRA. And the election comes and goes, and you get elected, and now you're the North American Director at Large for the NMRA. And somebody comes up to you at the NMRA booth and says, I wish they put the data on some of these manufacturers would put the data on the side of the cars. And you just start snarling at them and go, well, if you just were so lazy.
I tell them the NMRA is there for standards. They are not to dictate to manufacturers what manufacturers produce.
I'm not asking. I don't care what they produce. I'm just asking if they would be transparent about in their advertising or their print materials so that people know. That's all.
Yeah, but again, they may make you happy, but they'll make 3 other guys unhappy because now they're not offering that car and what they want.
But why do we care what other people want?
Well, this is the point. Like why do we care at all? If it's that much of a problem to you, either don't buy the car and re-letter it, and away you go.
No,
but it would be not. I agree with you. And there are some where I've bought them and I've renumbered them but it would be nice to not feel like I'm opening a pack of baseball cards and wondering what I'm getting.
I like that.
That's good. That's good.
It would be. I would like to just not be looking for a surprise. That's all I'm saying.
A pack of baseball cards. That's a classic right there. That'll go down in it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
but he's not. I agree with you, Tom. I'm going into your corner, buddy, because I think it's a very valid thing. You're not asking anybody to change anything. Right. You're just asking them to supply you with more information.
Transparency, not accuracy.
Exactly. Yeah. Transparency is number one here at the old AML network. Accuracy, not so much. I think that's an excellent point. I think you've offered an excellent point for the manufacturers to even.
So they would say the road name, and underneath the road name, parentheses, built in 72.
Or no, just take a screenshot of what the data is going to be on the side of the car. So that if it happens to fit with Tom's thing, he might buy more of that car. If it doesn't happen to fit with Tom's particular desires, but somebody else, that person might buy more of that car. I think Tom, I think you and I have, well, no, not me. I think you have single-handedly saved the model railroad industry.
God.
So don't be snapping at people, Bruce, if by chance you do happen to run for North American Director.
I won't be snapping it. The NMRA has nothing at all what to do with what the manufacturers produce.
Well, you're yelling at Tom. You're yelling at Tom.
Well, Tom, because I believe in this case, Tom is being unreasonable, expecting the manufacturers to tell him everything they're doing. When he can look at it and say, okay, I could use it, but the re-weigh date needs changing, it's no big deal. Rather than, I don't like that, I won't buy that car at all.
I don't think he's saying he doesn't like it. He was just hoping for a little bit of assistance. That's what I was. That's the way I kind of.
I just wanted some more info.
Yeah. I'm Tom. You and I. Let's go off into the corner and get a couple of shakes from Sonic and just lick our wounds.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's not. I'm like I've never been this annoyed before in my life.
I didn't mean to cause such controversy.
I think it's a great discussion, and me personally, what if it comes? See, we'd also need a sample of what graffiti is on the side of it.
Oh, geez.
If you're modeling something more modern, man, these covered hoppers that Rapido trains.
Your fast track to model railroading fun.
If it's M, if it's HO, the fast track is Rapido.
are making are sweet, man. Some of their freight cars are beautiful.
I got a bunch of those Great Northern boxcars, and they are works of art.
Well, now, why would you buy a bunch of Great Northern boxcars when your plan is to build a British themed model railroad?
Because I like Great Northern boxcars for some reason.
What's the build date on them?
I don't know, and I don't care.
I see.
It's whatever is on the photograph that they use.
Yeah. See if this was on a different podcast, we'd be talking strictly model railroading, and we wouldn't be yelling at each other. Or making fun of each other.
Oh.
I feel bad for you, Scott.
I don't.
Because sometimes I give you a hard time.
You do.
Yeah. Have you slicked back?
Can I ask a question here?
Sure.
What's the build date on Scott? No. On Friday morning, what is the projected setup time over at the big show for the AML booth?
You want to take a shot at this one, Scott?
That'll be whatever time we can get there.
Yeah, that's what I would figure. That's where I'm aiming for, whatever time we get there. Yeah. We got to get there early enough that we can drive through the show.
Yeah, so it needs to be before lunch.
Yeah. What time did we get there last year?
It was around 9:00.
Oh, we didn't get there that early.
Well,
hang on, I got a video.
Hold on. Hang on. We got actual evidence here. Hold the phone.
Because I know there's concerns that anybody who went over to see George's layout won't be back in time to set up.
Well, his layout. No, we're going to be. We're going to those of us who are AML management are going to have breakfast at the Hampton Inn. Then we're going to go over to the show Springfield at the Springfield Exposition Center, or what do they call it? The Eastern Exposition Center. And we're going to then Scooter and I are going to drive my car. Scooter's going to drive because I'm not sure how that happened, but he basically just forces his way into the driver's seat. And
it was hilarious. We pulled in at 10:40 a.m. last year.
Okay, we pulled in at 10:40 a.m. last year. And then after we finished setting up the booth, which literally takes like 15 minutes because it's pretty straightforward.
But there was the chair, the infamous chair.
Well, yeah, then we have to have this.
That delayed us a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta get it better. You gotta get it better.
Well, no, I have some news. I have some news. I have some news about that. This is kind of a banner year, 2024, at the old AML Nation. On Thursday night around 8:00, we're going to have the ceremonial eating of the butter tart, and then on Friday morning, there's no definite time because of what's being done, but there's going to be the ceremonial hammering of the nail with a folding chair.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. Because it's tradition.
And those who want to see, please be there.
Yeah. And the reason we don't know what time it's going to happen is because while we are transparent that we are in fact going to nail a hammer in a nail with a folding chair, accuracy is of no concern to us, so we really don't know when we'll be there.
It basically depends what time you get out of bed, right?
Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after that, we're gonna go have lunch, and then I'm gonna go down and see my buddy, George Sebastian Coleman, and visit with him at his layout.
Nice.
And then after that, whoever's there with me, when they're not looking, I'm gonna grab the keys to my car and take off, and then I'm going down to Chris Adams and hanging out at his place on Friday night. And I guess he knows now that I'm coming.
Yeah.
So the word is kind of out now, is it?
Yeah. He knows that I'm coming. Yeah.
I made a note.
Yeah, make a note.
Yeah. So last year the butter tart
Chris
was 9:15.
Okay.
Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, two things are happening here. So Kevin, go ahead.
So the butter tart incident last year was Thursday night at 9:15.
Okay, so let's make the ceremonial. Let's keep the tradition. The ceremonial eating of the butter tart will be 9:15.
I guess Kevin is the official minutes taker of the AML Nation.
Yeah.
He's the secretary.
He's the official videographer.
He's absolutely. Yeah, he's the secretary.
See, this is why I take pictures and video of everything so we can refer back to things like this.
Just in case it can be brought up in a case or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely. Sometimes
No, I had-
evidence
I-
isn't a good thing.
Yeah, I had a question for Chris. Seeing as
Yeah.
Lionel's going to visit your house, is your wife going to make some of those lovely brownies she makes for him?
Oh, well, yeah. I just found out about this, so I should probably give her a heads up.
Yeah, don't be making her mad.
Oh, yeah, because we'll both not be here.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin.
meaning you and me.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Kevin. You know why?
Yes.
You know why I take pictures at like the AML events, like Springfield and Comstock and all that,
Why is that?
so I can erase them later.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, here's actually my favorite picture so far. My favorite picture so far is you, Kevin, me, and Kelly on the field at the what are they? The Fighting Phillies baseball game.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that was a fun
Yeah.
incident.
I love.
Embarrassing, but fun.
I still love telling that story. Me and Kelly go up to the place where you're supposed to sign in because Kelly's throwing out the first pitch.
Yay.
And we are the first ones there. And we're there for like a minute or so. And this other guy comes up with his dad, as it turns out, and says to the guy, "We're here to throw out the first pitch." And I'm like, "No, you're not. We're throwing out the first pitch." And he's going, "No, we're throwing out the first pitch." And I'm like, I look at the guy and I said, "What's the name you have down there?" And he says, "Oh, we have like 20 names on here." And I'm like, up until that point, I thought it was only going to be Kelly throwing out the first pitch.
It's like 50 first dates.
Yeah, and then I got into this big brawl with this guy, and it was like everybody's getting to throw out the first pitch. And Kelly looked like the Green Giant standing in line with all those knives.
It was pretty hilarious.
It was embarrassing when the 7-year-old burned it right over the plate
Yeah.
into the catcher's
man,
glove.
yeah.
and
Looked like
not
Bruce had
on
been
one
held
knot.
back like 12 grades.
That's a good one. Oh.
Hey, Tom,
Yes, sir.
Use your words.
sound them out. I'm looking on the website for Rapido.
You're fast track to model railroad.
I didn't say trains.
Oh, you didn't say
You didn't say
trains.
trains.
I did not say trains. I threw you a curve there.
That was a trick.
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
trick
yeah.
because I said it with and it's the HO scale enterprise covered hopper, and they have a picture of the Canadian National 113094, and they have all the data on there. But again, as you say, if this was the data that was going to be on the car, it would help you immensely with your shopping selections. I'm with you on this one, Tom. You know what? Let's get into it with Bruce when we get to Springfield.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not getting into
Let's
it with
get
any-
ready to rumble.
Yeah, why not?
I don't. I'm too tired to fight.
Oh,
Well, I wouldn't say fight. I was just like getting into it. Like
I'm too tired to argue
yeah, it's like one of those.
No, you're not.
or debate.
You're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I think you were doing the arguing. Tom was just like being pounded into the.
Yes, I'd like an argument, please.
No, you're not. Yeah.
No, it isn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Ding. Time's up. Sorry.
That's a Monty Python reference for you young folks.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I think this podcast is like, the Monty Python show, which is, I guess, basically an insult to Monty Python.
Yeah. The only problem is this is a whole cast of Gumbies.
All right, that's it. Kelly, can you give out our email address?
Yes, if you want to reach us through the wonders of email, you can reach us at modelerslife@gmail.com. That's modeler with one L like Springfield, not two L's like Kelly.
Wow, I like that one. That was pretty good.
That was real good.
Yeah, and if you miss that email address, if you just go to our website, amodelerslife.com, and click on the picture of the moderately agitated mailboy in a particularly agitated state, boom. All you got to do is fill in your title and your text, and away it goes, because you've already got the email address filled in for you.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, Brad.
Yes.
I thought I told you to turn your microphone off.
You did, but when you called my name, I turned it back on.
Oh, okay, good.
That's why there was a brief hesitation there.
Oh my God!
I'm trying to get better at following directions.
Yeah. Well, I hope you have fun with your little friends there on Friday night at Springfield. Thanks for the invite, by the way. Thanks for thinking. Thanks for thinking of me.
I heard that you might be going somewhere else. So.
Well, yeah. After I found out that you had already had previous plans, I just figured, well, I'll crash at Chris's house.
Oh, so I'm the follow-up plan.
Yeah, you're plan B all day long.
Thanks.
You're playing your second line all day long.
It's like poor Queso with the jingle.
What? Oh yeah. Well, no, that's not a poor Queso. No. I don't see that as poor Queso at all. I see it as when Bruce is unavailable, Queso is there. He is definitely
second.
Yeah, like he is like to be an NHL backup, to be a backup goalie in the NHL. You're making $1 million a year, and you're playing like 15, 20 games a year. You're not expected to be ridden to the cup. You're just expected to be there in case of a jam. It's a solid job.
So the takeaway is that when Brad's unavailable, I'm here.
No, it's when Queso's not available. It's a free for all.
Yeah. And then after Queso, it's Kelly, and then we just wonder why we even have a podcast.
Descends into chaos.
So does your daughter wonder? Oh yeah, hey, Table Master Scooter, Scott. That was quite the discussion we had there the other night with your daughter, Kendall, about tires.
That wasn't it?
Yeah, she wasn't too impressed with me, was she?
Yeah, she just doesn't like the old man tires.
I hope
tires.
Yeah. She got some new skins. What were they? $4,000 each.
Yeah.
He sends
Do they
me
have like white stripes around the side.
He sends me a text and he says, "I bought new tires for my daughter's vehicle." And she didn't want old man tires. She wanted hip looking tires with, certain cool tread and all that. And I said, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then he sends me a text saying they were $18,000.
Wow.
No, I put too many zeros in there.
Well, that's what the text said. I read the text. Have you ever
$1,800?
I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna constantly send back your text to you and say saying what is this? That's what I did on that one. I said $18,000. And you
made of gold.
Yeah, and you just simply answered yeah. And I'm like, so then I go there $4,500 each.
Wow. Does that include rotation and balance
for life
and disposal of the previous one?
Yeah.
Forever. Yeah.
Yeah, forever.
Mounting and balancing in a
They're terrain hunters, man. XTs.
Well, where is
Terrain hunters?
Terrain Hunters XT.
Is that like Ghostbusters, but with terrain? What are
that's for going to bush
hunters?
Do you keep that's for going to bush parties? That's what they're for.
Venom power.
Terrain hunter. Holy crap, look at those.
It's Venom power terrain hunters.
What kind of car does she have if she needs tires like that? Does she? I was gonna say she has a lifted truck.
Well, it's not really, but she thinks it is.
Do you know what the compression ratio is of a 4Runner and top head?
That's David.
What's up, guys? What's up?
Jingles. It's Jingles.
We're doing a show here, if you don't mind.
Someone forgot to lock the door.
Yeah, he came in so subtly.
He did it.
Yeah.
Really quiet.
I thought you guys would be done by now.
Yeah.
Then why are you?
So did we.
Then why are you here?
And yet,
You just log in on like odd times of the day just to see if anyone's hanging around.
What is the deal? What is the deal with his microphone? Why does it sound like that? Anybody?
Who?
David, why does?
Oh no,
it's in a can.
Yeah, it just sounds like you're in a can somewhere. It's very
Doesn't have the right mic selected.
That's what I think.
Probably.
I don't know. We'll have
Would
to
you
work.
like me to give my expert input on this?
No. I'd like you to turn your microphone off. All right. So let me get to let's get this over with. Chris Adams.
Yes.
Have you ever wanted a T-shirt with a hot dog on it?
Yes, I have.
Well, if you go to Midwest Model Railroad and their URL is midwestmodelrr.com and go across the navigation bar to Other and click on the drop-down menu, you'll see AML Shop. And in there is a wonderland of AML merchandise, hats, hoodies, T-shirts, and mugs. And you will find in that particular superstore of AML merchandise a T-shirt with a hot dog on it. And there's another one. There's also, if you scroll down farther on the front page, you can click on that picture of me at the desk and the couch, and that will also take you to the shop, the Wonderland shop. And what else do we need to do here? Oh yeah, if you like this podcast, and this is on the free channel, and I can't imagine anybody would like this podcast because we didn't talk enough about model trains. And we were giving each other a hard time, and we were having too much fun. If you click on the link to Patreon, for just a few cents a day, you can have twice as much podcasting a week. The show on Monday is free. The show on Tuesday, which we consider to be our more cozy back porch, front porch,
back shop.
Yeah, that's nice. Kind of a Aunt B, that was a mighty fine dinner. Sitting on the porch.
That was hilarious.
With Andy and Barney, if you can have twice as much podcasting a week. And there's two tiers on the Patreon. There's the $5, right? It's right now it's $5. But if you go to the second tier, the more expensive tier, then you can be entered into the "When am I going to get my T-shirt" contest. Because everybody in the second tier, the higher level, once a year gets a T-shirt that's only available to those Patreons that support the podcast so well. But we've started a new exciting adventure called "When Am I Going to Get My T-shirt?" which I think is very exciting for the listeners. Some people have invested.
It's all the fun of AML and a lottery.
Yeah. No, it's not a lottery.
A scratch ticket.
No, it's not a lottery or a scratch ticket because everybody gets their T-shirt.
It's don't know when they're going to get it.
Exactly. It's like a suspense thriller. When are you going to get your T-shirt? Which, by the way, reminds me that by now we have posted on the fans page that anybody that's coming to Springfield that feels that they are owed a T-shirt, just put your name and your shirt size below that particular comment, and your shirt will be there for you to pick up at the AML booth at the Springfield show, which will save me some mailing stuff and get some people their T-shirts. Like Bill Ford, he's going to pick up his T-shirts at the show, which is really exciting. And Andy Zimmerman's going to pick up some shirts at the show.
Wow, apparently that's the thing to do.
Yeah, that was met with a great deal of excitement, wasn't it? And okay, maybe this will make it better. The shirt will be handed to you personally by the modeler simply known as Kelly.
Sure.
Now that's cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's awesome. There you go. That's totally worth it.
Yeah, then you can get your picture with Kelly and everything. And don't forget, the official AML Springfield photo will be at 2:00 on Saturday afternoon. And the official photo taker is none other than our buddy Ron Kleiss. Sounds like nice. And I got to remember to take the stick with me to take the picture. I wonder where it is. I must be somewhere.
We might need a drone this year to get far enough back.
Yeah, that's what we need is a drone. That would be fun. Up there, droning away. All right, I think.
Hey, you know what else is cool about the Patreon thing, Lionel?
What's that?
You get to join in the beautiful, fantastic, wonderful AML Wednesday night chat.
Oh yeah, Chris Adams, tell us about that because you're on.
I can attest to that. That is fantastic. Every Wednesday night, a bunch of us get together from all around the world, AML folks, and the conversation is wide ranging. But I've gotten some model railroad tips too. So for you model railroaders out there, it's even worthwhile for you.
Yeah, if there's any model railroaders listening to this podcast.
Just saying.
I think that's it. I think we're done. Anything else, Bruce, or are we?
No, we got it. We got T-shirts with hot dogs on it. We got the sign up for Patreon. We've got clicking on the moderately agitated Mailboy, and we got her done.
Hey, Lionel, how's my sound now?
Perfect.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Perfect.
Yeah, just leave the setting right there.
Oh boy.
I do have an announcement, though.
Oh, okay. We can't hear you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah,
You're real quiet.
barely.
Like it.
Barely.
He has to push that little button.
Yeah, there's a button to push.
There is. You
wait a
have
minute.
to.
Can you
I
hear
have
me
to do it every time.
No, we can't hear you now.
He's like the
He sounds like a tiny little man.
it's like the dummy in the suitcase.
You know what? You know what it's.
David, there's a little button right next to the big knob. Push it.
Yeah,
You know what? You know what? You know what it sounds like, David. Maybe this would help you understand what it sounds like.
Testing.
Imagine.
Yeah,
Imagine.
Whoa! How about that?
That is much
Turn
better.
it on.
Imagine yourself as a 3-foot French horn player in the demo.
Oh God, I've had enough French horn tonight after this guy that we just.
like he's talking through the French horn.
Yeah, I know. That's what it sounds like. It's very tinny. It's very weird.
And I just spent all this money on this stupid microphone.
Well, you're not
It's
working.
working.
You're not working it right. You're doing something wrong.
Yeah, it's the cannon of string that you got. That's the problem.
If Scott can figure it out, you got to be able to figure it out.
Okay,
I'm
well,
stupid
listen.
when it comes to that.
Tiny little David has an announcement. I have all of the shirts. If you ordered one, they will be at Springfield. I picked them up today. They are
Nice.
boxed up
Thank
and
you.
ready to
Thank
go.
you.
Beautiful.
Well,
Thank you.
la-di-da.
Thank you, David.
La-di-da.
Well,
yes.
la-di-da.
And
Are
there's-
you trying to
there's no-
show? Are you trying to show me up because I'm so bad at getting the shirts out?
He's
look at
driving thousands of miles.
look at David.
Personally.
Yes.
David has all his shirts. David's got his shirts. Well, aren't we special?
Why can't
That's-
you be more like David?
Yeah, why
Yeah, but
can't?
I don't have good sound, so it's terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel your pain, David.
I thought I told you to turn your microphone on.
Yeah, you know, I tried to never say this, Lionel. Brad actually sounds better than David.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is terrible.
Wow. He's not wrong.
And I even tested this too with Lionel. This
You
is
did,
terrible.
and yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. All right. Are you ready, Scott?
I'm always ready.
So remember, a Modeler's Life podcast is considered marginally adequate by 6 out of 10
New microphone owners.
Transportation for AML guests provided by Diamond Limousine. Diamond Limousine, where all of our vehicles are true diamonds in the rough.
It's another Lincoln Homer.
Beautiful.
Hey,
He said that like he was in pain or something. No microphone owners. You know, you don't have to constantly.
pain to his ears.
Yeah, you don't. You don't have to
Like
constantly.
10 new microphone owners.
You don't have to constantly use that Southern charm on us. You know.
I know.
I think he secretly has a Brooklyn accent.
Yeah.